Hello everybody and welcome back to Ludi tonight for the final broadcast here of Ludi Season 15. My name is Falco Flyer. I am joined here with Nito and Jordan. We have two amazing sets tonight, starting with our Division 5 matchup between Caution and Little Fresh Meat to end the weekend and end this Ludi season. Nito and Jordan, how are you both? Nito, we'll start with you.
Well, it's bittersweet, I'm gonna tell you. It's the last stream we're gonna have here on Ludi tonight, so it's definitely, I'm gonna miss every single one of you. I'm gonna miss all of our Barniesel moments. I'm gonna miss hating on Triggerfish zones. I'm gonna miss everything. But I'm so glad to be here for the final stream.
Well, it's our last one for this season. Who knows when season 16 will be coming around? But before we can worry about that, we have this finals matchup to worry about. This is Division 5 finals between Caution and Little Fresh Meat. Caution are a team that many of you in the chat, many of us have surely seen around before. They have had a handful of really good results recently. They won the All-for-One Golden Gauntlet earlier this month. They've also placed second in 2 recent editions of Coral Clash Low Tide. And the members of Caution we see here, we've got Chai, Krona, Nova, Skaboop, Meep, and Lemon. Whereas on the side of Little Fresh Meat, that is a team that is not quite as established of a name. We've got the players Eric, Timmy, Momo, and Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, It's funny because on one end you have a collection of CCA teams, and this is, by the way, fun fact. This is the last collegiate pickup team in Ludi, so this is the farthest any collegiate team has made it. But as far as Little Fresh Meat, and to your point, it took me a while. I did have to do a bit of research on them. I didn't know these names offhand, but I mean, looking at their playoff bracket and looking at how far they've gone, I mean, what more needs to be said? They've lost 4 games in total on their way up to Caution, getting a sweep against Black Squid Ink Burger and winning 5-1 against Fiber Control and 5-3 against Clairvoyance. Caution having a bit of a similar path, but they face a bit more trouble. But they also came away with a 5-0 win in semifinals against Insomniac Central.
That is right, they did. I'm not sure quite how each of these teams did in the group stage. I'm actually pulling that up right now. Looks like Little Fresh Meat did go 5-0 in their group stage, but they weren't all sweeps there. They lost a total of, let's see, that's 6 games in the group stage, which is still pretty good. Never going worse than 5-2. Caution also had good results in the group stage. They also went 5-0 with wins the 5-3, 5-3, 5-0, 5-4, and 5-1. But that being said, we are getting right into it. We see the 4 players on each team who have gone in. That is quite a team comp on the side of Little Fresh Meat. They did tell us that they are all one tricks, but let's see what they can do with these weapons as we get started here on Umami Zones.
This is where all the playoff records, the group stage records, we throw them all away. It is Division 5 Grand Finals. This is where both teams come to win it all. And so far we're seeing both teams trading off picks here left and right. But it's Little Fresh Meat who comes out on top here for the time being. Caution, sorry, that's getting the lead here. 85 remaining already. And Little Fresh Meat, you talked about that comp. I mean, goodness, this is an Octobrush Nouveau, a Dynamo, a Sploosh. It seems odd, but it also seems to be working right now.
Yeah. Although they did go 3 down in that first engagement and allowed Caution to score 27 points, they have come back pretty quickly. Caution weren't able to get the lockout that is all too common on a map like this. There's a really good pick on the Stamper coming out here from this Dynamo Roller, but the specials are going to come out from Caution. They are going to, though they lose the lead here, they're going to be working on a retake, although it hasn't gotten anywhere so far for them.
Not yet. They've only given themselves a few penalty points, but Little Fresh Meat currently still holding on to the zone. Lots of firepower on their side, currently working out for him. They got 1 pick with that splash, with the stamp. There's 2 picks with the stamp. There's 3. Can it be 4? That stamper's gonna be backed up, so it's gonna be a little difficult to get that 4th one. But Little Fresh Meat doing so well with this opening, already at 25 points remaining. Little Fresh Meat wants to close this out and wants to close this out now, and they have a very good chance of doing so. Still counting down. We have yet to see a response from Caution, but we might see it very soon here. It's not enough. Still very close. This first zone is. It's still in anyone's game here. Still in contesting here. We're just gonna see what Caution can come up with here as a response.
Yeah, they haven't gotten the zone yet. Caution have, but they did manage to. Oh, there it is. There goes the zone. They didn't have a lot of time, but stopping it at 7 remaining. Caution here are able to get that wipeout and take that zone, giving Little Fresh Meat a hefty penalty and starting to work through their own. We are still only at the around 2.5 minute mark. Only halfway through the time available for this game, and they've gone through their penalty points. Specials coming out. We've seen that Ink Storm and that Hammer coming out from Little Fresh Meat, as well as the Kraken. That Zitcaster from Caution gets taken out, and now Little Fresh Meat are looking to complete a retake here.
And a retake is all they need to get themselves back in control. Start whittling down on those penalty points, but they're not going to get it soon. Caution still holding on to both zones. It's the Octobrush Nouveau. It's going to cause them a bit more trouble, but Scooboo able to get the pick on that Octobrush. give themselves a bit more time, and they already have enough breathing room with this 71 penalty points on Little Fresh Meat. But Caution needs to have more control here. It's been a back and forth matchup so far. They haven't had full-on control just as much as Little Fresh Meat has, but it might all start here. They've actually gone 2 players down, so perhaps not. They're still holding on to the zones. They're still contesting them, and they're still giving the Little Fresh Meat a hard time. So it's certainly not a lopsided matchup for any side here, as we see Little Fresh Meat start to take control of the zones.
Yeah, it took a little longer, but Little Fresh Meat did manage to keep that fight going on the zone and as well prevent Caution from holding onto it throughout, with Caution only getting down to the 34-point remaining mark as Little Fresh Meat have completed their retake and are looking to burn through those penalty points. Caution have to be careful here because they have to be paying attention to those penalty points, because when they go down, there won't be much time left at all, as 3 go down on the side of Caution there, and Little Fresh Meat get another pick there on Meat. But there's, as 2 go down, they still might have the numbers advantage here, with Caution not able to put together a complete retake.
Oh, and it's not enough for Caution. Little Fresh Meat takes game 1 in a pretty convincing fashion here. I mean, Little Fresh Meat's coming in with the better record overall, but Caution came in with all the momentum coming in from a 5-0 win. But it's Little Fresh Meat taking the lead here.
That it is, with a comp that Caution may not have had any idea about. They might have done a little bit of research, maybe asked the teams that lost to Little Fresh Meat what they were running, but if they hadn't done so, then they might have been a little bit blindsided by this composition and not been ready to face off against it, or at least not ready to face off against exactly what happened in this game.
The lovely part about game 1 for any competitive player is that this is a time to figure out, just get a feel for the other team, see what's going on. Caution running the more conventional comp here, although I do like the pick with the stamper here. That gives you a bit more mobility. But with Little Fresh Meat, like you said, this is a comp you don't see in competitive Splatoon that often. I mean, it's not often that I mention a Octobrush Nouveau or Sploosh Shamatic on either team, so that's really surprising to see as we look at every other team that has so far won their division, everything from Div X to Div 10 World. We're going to see the Division 4 matchup coming here at the next set. So far, we are on Div 5, waiting to fill out these last remaining spaces. But yeah, I mean, what can we talk about? There's a lot to talk about, and there's also a game 2 to talk about, Jordan.
Yeah, there is. Game 2 going to Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control. This is a map mode that surely these teams will have played many times before. And they will absolutely, I hope, have a plan for it. With Little Fresh Meat, I expect, since they said that they are all one tricks, I do expect they'll take the same team composition, except maybe switching out different kits here. Say going for a different Octobrush or a different 96. Although with the 96 Deco, that Kraken will be able to pose a good threat here on tower control. So they'll probably stick to that, I would assume. That being said, both of these teams will be looking to add their name at the end of this set to that list of Season 15 champions.
And so far, it's Little Fresh Meat getting the opening play, or going the opener here. We'll see what response Caution is able to come up with as we see their comps come out. A Dreadringer actually coming out from Caution. That's a pick I saw the last time Caution was on stream, so not a big surprise there as you see Little Fresh Meat coming out with actually an Octobrush change, like you mentioned. We saw the 96 Deco and the Sploosh, the Dynamo staying by. Caution making a few more changes there, especially with the Gold Nautilus here.
Yeah, the Gold Nautilus is a choice. We've seen actually some more often use of that triple splashdown on tower control, say with the custom blaster, for instance. But Caution are bringing out that Gold Nautilus. Maybe they want to counter some things that Little Fresh Meat are bringing. Maybe they want to mow down that Sploosh, for instance. But it's the Dynamo who does get taken out early on here, with neither team getting significant points so far, but that Zipcaster coming out from Little Fresh Meat not able to finish off tower there.
Little Fresh Meat got the opening push on Caution, but now it's Caution taking the first dibs at the tower. They've gone up to checkpoint 2, but they haven't been able to clear it. In fact, they've gone 3 players down. It's all up to 11 to see if they can make something happen on this tower with this triple splashdown. Nothing there yet, but Lemon's still trying to go for this fight. At least gets the trade there, so that's a good trade for them for Caution to look forward to, but they do lose another play in the process. That's Stamper going down to what I believe was a Dynamo, but like you said, no big pushes here, nothing yet, nothing solid so far. Caution does have the lead, but I get the feeling this lead may not last long.
Yeah, it might not last long at all. There's that hammer coming out from the sploosh on Little Fresh Meat, but it doesn't. Oh, there it goes, coming back from behind, able to get that pick with that sploosh, taking the tower here, forcing Lemon to jump out, and now going up onto the plat. Putting that curling bomb into that bats area, and along with Ryan using that Kraken, there's the Zipcaster coming out as well. Multiple specials as Little Fresh Meat take the lead here, and they are bringing the tower closer to that second checkpoint. The triple splashdown gets the trade here and takes out that Dynamo Roller who is holding the tower, and that prevents Little Fresh Meat from getting any further on this push.
The damage has been done. Little Fresh Meat now takes the lead with almost a half of the match to go. And Little Fresh Meat still at least keeping Caution at bay for now. This is something they've been doing so well within these last few games, is keeping Caution back and making sure that once they get a push, they can keep it going for as long as they need to, whether it be a straight KO or making sure this tower stays in enemy territory. Little Fresh Meat just does this so well. And we see Caution's trying to get this back, trying to get something going here. Maybe this Zipcaster will be enough. We haven't yet to see as they actually go 1 player down here.
Yeah, they have that Zipcaster. Both teams, in fact, have a Zipcaster with the Octobrush and with that sword. But neither of them are at the ready right now. In fact, no specials at the ready right now. Players going down on both teams as the tower is in a neutral position. But now, that Dynamo from the side, able to get that pick on the tower with the cooler ready to go. The Kraken coming out from Ryan here, and those specials working together. But the Dynamo gets taken out, I believe, before they're able to use that cooler. However, Little Fresh Meat's still able to get 3 picks onto Caution, and they prevent any sort of push here, with Caution starting to run out of time in this game.
That was a stylish double with the Kraken there from 52 Ryan on the side of Little Fresh Meat. And speaking of Little Fresh Meat, they are back on tower. They are back controlling the tower, and they are keeping this going forward. Can they get past this second checkpoint? We're going to find out very soon here. But there's a lot of things challenging that tower. It's not going to be enough, though. Little Fresh Meat makes it past the second checkpoint. And Scooboot gets taken out by the Zipcaster on the side of Little Fresh Meat. A triple splashdown to try to get things going, but that triple splashdown goes down as well. 3 players now down on Caution. This Little Fresh Meat, the 52 Ryan, still on the tower, gets wiped, but the damage has been done yet again. Now it's 16 remaining for Little Fresh Meat with a minute to go.
Those look like some really desperate plays from Caution here, throwing themselves at the tower to try to take it out, but somehow it did manage to work, stopping the tower at 16 points remaining. Little Fresh Meat being all out of specials that they used to get that far. Lemon gets a clean pick onto that Octobrush, but the rest of their team going down alongside it. But now that Dynamo, a very clean pick on the triple splashdown as the tower is moving a little bit further and into Caution's territory. Caution, they only have less than 30 seconds left here to put together a very strong push of their own if they will want to take this win.
But still, Fresh Meat's making it very difficult here. There's already 1 pick on the side of Caution, but not before Lemon gets another trade-off on a player from Little Fresh Meat. That was the Octobrush. With 10 seconds to go, it's going to be very difficult for Caution to get something going here. They've already seen 1 player go down. They've already seen 2 players going down. Only 2 left to challenge this tower. It's Novaden and Meep who have to make the move here. 1 person's already disconnected, but it's irrelevant here as Little Fresh Meat takes the win in game 2.
Yeah, that was a really good win for Little Fresh Meat. Towards the end, having that Zipcaster as well as that hammer, 2 specials, able to just at least distract the players of Caution, able to prevent them from putting together any kind of push to take the tower at the end of that game.
And first, okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, let me just say, those picks on the side of Little Fresh Meat, some of them I just thought were so clean. I mean, and then also on the side of Caution too, especially Lemon here, this Nautilus pick on the Octobrush. I mean, goodness, if you need a highlight reel, you just take game 2 from this set and paste it onto some Twitter account. I mean, there's a lot of good action here from the Division 5 finals match, but again, lots to unpack, little fresh meat, covering all bases for a majority of this set. Caution only being able to get past that first checkpoint. I mean, Jordan, this is little fresh meat so far at their best.
Yeah, but I one thing I didn't notice the first time around that I only saw on that replay was, I believe it was the dynamo on Little Fresh Meat actually disconnecting in the last second or two. There was that reef slider from Meat coming out, going across mid, and it looked like it would have gotten a sure pick onto that dynamo, but the dynamo disconnected. Yeah, we can see that right here. There's that reef slider. It might have been yeah, there's a reef slider, and right after this, I believe, there's 2 seconds left. Yeah, it's not the dynamo, it's Ryan on the gal who disconnects right as the reef slider would have taken them out. They just disappear altogether there, but it's still not enough for Caution to put together any sort of comeback. If that had happened earlier in the game, that could have been really worrying for Little Fresh Meat. They only have the 4 players on their team and no chance for a sub if there are connection issues for any one of them. So at this point, I'm not sure if Ryan is back into the room yet or not, but I figured that they should be back pretty soon. At least I hope they would. I would really want to see this set played out. They are queuing up, I hear, so that is good to hear, and I'm excited to see how this continues. What do you think, Nito, on this next game, Rainmaker on Robo Ramen?
I do like talking about strategy and seeing what both teams are going to bring out, but I don't know. As a comp player myself, I'm inclined to worry a little bit about that DC because of how Splatoon is. I mean, that's not something I think I have to elaborate on, but with how volatile this game can be, I would be, if I'm in Little Fresh Meat's team right now, if I'm in their VC, I'm probably hearing conversations of, okay, can we make sure Ryan doesn't disconnect again? Because if, like you said, if this happens in the middle of any of these games, because remember that so far, I mean, we've seen moments in these games where Caution is still able to keep things close and keep things within striking distance against Little Fresh Meat. There's no substitutes on their end because they only have 4 players on their team. So this is going to be a really scary situation if Little Fresh Meat ever gets there. But we're going to see how both of these teams come, or what both of these teams come up with heading into this matchup. Rainmaker on Robo Ramen. That's going to be Little Fresh Meat currently holding a 2-0 lead, and they're going to bring out all the stops here. We actually see the Midst Decapitator coming out from Caution here.
Yeah, interesting choice with that. Oh, look at that. That is a quad suction bomb comp coming out from Caution. The Gold Nautilus, Splattershot, Zap, and Mint Decapitator all have the suction bomb as their sub weapon, and so they're going to want that as very, very quick Rainmaker shield popping power as to go down here on the side of Little Fresh Meat. It is, however, Little Fresh Meat who are the first team to pick up the Rainmaker here. There's that Trizuka coming out, and that is able to get the pick. So with 2 down here on the side of Little Fresh Meat, Caution have a chance to make this play.
And that's going to be the place where it starts. That's a double for Caution, which is just the jolt of energy they needed. They should be able to do this checkpoint with no issues, but they're going to need to get past this checkpoint. Their cooler is going to be up at some pretty good positions there because they know they're going to need to make some big push here in order to get a huge lead on Little Fresh Meat. And Caution knows that they've been struggling this game, or struggling this set, and trying to get as many points as they can, but that's certainly going to be a very good push. They've started out with, I believe that's 25 remaining on the side of Caution. Huge push to start the game. Little Fresh Meat ready to go.
Yeah, in the first minute and a half here, Caution able to get their first push into a very significant distance, getting to the 25-point remaining mark here. That early push I believe that is the most points they have scored in any game yet in this set, with 3 down as well right now going on the side of Little Fresh Meat. We have Caution able to prevent them from making a counter push and ready to start another push of their own. That is picking up the Rainmaker. That's Krona right after using that cooler. So getting the Rainmaker, trying to move it further, but the Kraken is right there to take it out.
And one thing I want to mention here about Caution is that they are sending these. They know exactly who they're sending when it comes to making some skirmisher type plays. As Kaboob actually falls down there into the void, but Caution knows what they're doing, sending these players out and making sure they can cause some havoc on the side of Little Fresh Meat. It's going to be the Mint Decapitator, and it's always going to be the Nautilus too. These two players have the range to do it, and they have the mobility to get themselves out of these situations too. I like what Caution's doing here, sending these two players into harm's way because they know how capable they are. As Caution continues to hold a neutral position here against Little Fresh Meat. No team has yet to make a big push since Caution got up to 25 remaining. But with half of the match to go, I think, Jordan, we should expect this to change at some point.
Yeah, we did see in an earlier game that Little Fresh Meat were able to put together a significant push themselves, but this time it is once again Caution taking possession of the Rainmaker once again. They have really held the advantage here in terms of time of possession. Skabook using that bubble to try and defend, and there's Krona again picking it up and diving further. It doesn't work though, as the Kraken from Ryan is still right there to take them out. And here comes the Zipcaster from that Octo Brush, getting the pick here as it looks like Novaden trying to take them out. But that Octo Brush is enough, getting that pick there and surviving with picking up the Rainmaker. That is the Sploosh player on the side of Little Fresh Meat, but now they need to slow it down a little bit. Lots and lots of suction bombs coming out from Caution, using up all of their ink, getting to get that paint and that damage, but that doesn't prevent Little Fresh Meat from getting the checkpoint. Oh, there's the flash from the Octobrush! Getting Lemon, taking him out, getting another, that's 2 down, going to that Octobrush, but it's still not enough here as that bubble protects the rest of Caution, and they get the pop on the Rainmaker here before Little Fresh Meat are able to take it any further.
Little Fresh Meat now taking a page out of Caution's playbook here, sending a few of their players down into harm's way. This time it's going to be the Octobrush from the side of Little Fresh Meat, who at least gets one pick before trading themselves off. Little Fresh Meat starting to come with a bit more aggression here. Call it desperation, call it aggression, call it whatever you will. There are 40 seconds left on the clock, so Little Fresh Meat needs to make something happen. They've already cleared that first checkpoint. They've already got another one pick. Can he get another with this Kraken? Doesn't look like so, but Caution has it still at a disadvantage here. It's going to be very close here for Little Fresh Meat. If they can get themselves past this first checkpoint, it's going to be, or past the pedestal, it's going to be very useful. They already have this cooler, but it's not enough. That Rainmaker has gone down. About 15 seconds left on the clock, and Little Fresh Meat already 3 players down. This could be Caution's game here. 10 seconds to go, and all Caution needs to do is make sure Little Fresh Meat doesn't sneak by a fast one. It's going to be Little 52 Ryan. Can they get something going here? The Kraken goes out. It's Little Fresh Meat making a dive for the fade here, and they take it.
Little Fresh Meat are able to pull it out. The Kraken just surviving all of that pressure even after the team went 3 down, getting that pop on the Rainmaker. Little Fresh Meat managed to take out players on Caution, everyone who was there, and there was nothing left from Caution to defend as Little Fresh Meat managed to pull that out from nothing.
That was a literal dive towards for the lead. I think if this was an actual match held in live action with real people, you would see Ryan, or the Rainmaker holder, diving for the lead at the end there, because there's so much pressure coming in from the side of Caution that Little Fresh Meat just needed nothing short of a miracle here. So we're gonna watch this Sploosh player who takes the Rainmaker, dives in there, and it's just enough. That Zenzap at the front just didn't have enough for the pick. Goodness. Oh, Jordan, I don't know what to say here.
I have my face like right up against my screen just looking at what Caution was doing there. They had one player taken out by the Rainmaker there, by the pop that was, and then two others going for the flank, it looked like, on the other side, with no one else there to defend, as Little Fresh Meat just had a free path all the way up to the 24-point remaining mark, and they managed to take it. I don't know what I would be feeling if I were on caution right now. That was shocking.
I had to watch this replay from from our stream, and actually, funny enough, on Twitch, just so I can make sure I saw the same thing. Zap, unfortunately, is an RNG weapon sometimes, and I think we saw that then because I see Krona pointing directly at the Rainmaker. That should have been enough, like 3 or 4 shots, enough to take out the Rainmaker, but unfortunately, it's point blank range. That's it. I don't know, that's got to be harsh on the side of Caution. And it's funny you do mention what Caution was doing there, because they were doing so well with bomb pressure earlier. And with 2 players down, I can see why they wouldn't have as much bomb pressure, but I hope we see more of it here. Clam Blitz at Museum, Caution going out with the same comp, and I believe that's Real Fresh Meat coming out with the Octobrush Nouveau. I believe it's the only change we see here.
Yeah, this is the only change to their comp. They are switching the kits on that Octobrush, going for the Inkstorm and the beacons here. Beacons are relatively useful with Museum being such a wide map, as well as having those spinners and out of the way places to put the beacons. There's that cooler coming out, as well as an early Kraken here. Ryan going for picks and taking distracting the players on Caution, pulling them away as they're able to. That's 2 power clams going in for Little Fresh Meat.
This is all within the first 40 seconds of the match, and Little Fresh Meat's already at 54 remaining. I mean, goodness, you can't ask for a better start than what Little Fresh Meat's already done here. With a minute to go, Caution looking at already a mountain that they're going to have to climb here to get themselves back into the lead. Little Fresh Meat using this little dynamo here, which is, I have to say, that is some dynamo gameplay I only see from Tiger, my teammate over at the Grillers. Just seeing how aggressive that dynamo plays is something I see in Division 3 gameplay, and we're seeing here in Div 5 Grand Finals. I mean, there's no better place for it. This Dynamo is doing so well here to defend that spinner section, but now it's Caution with the advantage. Should be trying to make a push soon. They do have 6, 7, they do have 2 power clams now. Not gonna be enough for the lead, but it's gonna certainly get them within striking distance, unless they go 3 down like that. There is a power clam going towards the basket, but there's no one here to follow up for it. Caution's going to have to abandon that push.
Yeah, they weren't keeping track of that Octobrush, who dropped down and got 2 picks before going down themselves, and that really prevented Caution from getting any push past that 20-point mark of the initial power clam, and that just allows Fresh Meat to get a free petty clam here. They do have that brush going down again, but coming back quickly with that tactical buff. There's still 3 minutes left in the game, but Caution are going to have to put together a much stronger, much more solid push here. There's there's that brush coming out, but I think there's a flank. I think the Sploosh might be diving and giving jumps to the team. They got past, no one realized, and that's more points. They've gone through their whole penalty, Little Fresh Meat. The Sploosh is using that hammer, trying to survive. Sharking here on top of that ramp, not getting a pick with the hammer throw, but getting more jumps in. That's down to 16 remaining. They're down to 10 remaining, less than 10 remaining here. But oh my goodness, that's Skaboop trying to do the same thing. There's Ryan coming out with more power claims. That's enough to win. They do. They get the knockout.
Oh my god, you're joking.
Unbelievable.
No, I'm glad we took a break there, because I have to just absorb what I saw. I think that at some point, they even fooled the camera operator here, because you mentioned a flank. I'm looking out for it. I don't see it on the screen there, but all of a sudden, there is a dive for the basket. I don't know what's going on. I just happen to see what you're seeing. We're looking at this here. We're watching Skaboop on the Cavitator, and all of a sudden, we turn back. The Sploosh is already deep in enemy territory. They're right next to the basket. They're having a drink. They're watching the Godfather trilogy. Look, the only one there to respond is Lemon, who pops out a splashdown. It's not enough. We see two players go down on a little fresh meat. Here's a sploosh all the way up here. Says, "Hey guys, I'm over here."
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
man.
what happened was one of the players on caution was fighting the Octobrush down by that block on their side, but as they were doing it, the sploosh just went directly past them, just said, "Excuse me, I'm going this way," jumped over from the block, and caution, I don't know if they saw it and just didn't have enough time to call it out, or they didn't have enough time to get the jumps back in, but that sploosh getting in there, and since Little Fresh Meat had 2 power clams at the ready, they just got the jumps in and scored.
If Valco decides to go to cams right now, you need to see my expression, because I am. What do I make of this? We are 4-0 in Division 5 Grand Finals. Little Fresh Meat is having the time of their lives right now, and there's 1 game left for them to crown themselves as Division 5 champions. And with how Game 4 went, that is astonishing how they were able to pull that off. They fooled me. They fooled the camera as well. I mean, I still don't have words. That's awesome. What Little Fresh Meat's been coming up with here.
Yeah, they are all one tricks, and they know what their weapons can do for sure. They are using their weapons brilliantly out here. And I noticed in the chat that Ryan is a 3K X Power player in Japan, in the Takaroka region, which is nothing to underestimate here. This is Game 5. No. We are going back to Splat Zones here on Megomart, and now Little Fresh Meat have the opportunity to crown themselves Division 5 champions here in Ludi Season 15.
And as of now, they are 5 minutes away from doing so. But we got to talk about some of these comp switches here, of which there is only, I believe, 2 actually. The Vanilla Octobrush coming out for Little Fresh Meat yet again. Caution coming out with a slosh, with the Order Slosher, which is essentially going to be the Vanilla Slosher. So now they have some Tri-Strikes online, and Caution's going to be the first one taking dibs at the zone. We saw from Amami Zones how dominant Little Fresh Meat can be, especially when they have and now that they have a map that allows them to take lockout positions even easier, this could be a mode where they can certainly lock this down, but it's still going to take it's going to be Caution who says they're not going to go down without a fight. They are at 57 remaining. A solid first push here from Little Fresh Meat. They still have a few specials online, especially that triple splashdown. Or not anymore, because Ryan has already taken out the Nautilus, and there's already a wipeout for Caution. Little Fresh Meat's back in control.
Yeah, there's that Zipcaster already moving in, trying to get picks here and trying to prevent Caution from making a clean retake, but the Dynamo does go down on the side of Little Fresh Meat. The Tri-Strikes are coming out, not able to use them on the zone, needing to use them for the retake. That Octobrush does get taken out here, and now as 2 go down on the side of Little Fresh Meat, it's not anymore. The Sploosh stays alive, the Sploosh wins that fight, and with the splashdown, Caution are able to get that retake, able to give some penalty points for Little Fresh Meat before they take the lead. But still, it's not enough to gain control here as Little Fresh Meat get 2 picks onto the players of Caution, and their penalty points are running out here. They have control of the zone. There's that Nautilus coming out from Lemon, trying to get something done here, moving around, moving to a different position, and then dropping in here. The penalty points are all gone. Here come the Tri-Strikes. Lemon on the flank now, getting 1 pick, using that splashdown, but Little Fresh Meat have already taken the lead.
Oh, if I was me, I'm kind of saying that now that triple splashdown should have come out sooner. You already had Columbo there ready for the follow-up. That should have been that triple splashdown that comes out sooner, but good enough for it's not. It's totally It's no longer in play here because Caution's already taking control of the zone. That means Little Fresh Meat, at the very least, will have some penalty points to look forward to. But they're already 3 players down, and you talk about Lemon trying to get themselves in. If anyone's going to make a play on the side of Caution, it's almost certainly going to be at least Lemon, because Lemon has done so well in this set with the picks, taking on these fights by themselves. It's going to be good for Lemon to get themselves, or at least get Caution back into play here. But they do go down. We're going to see if Columbo is able to make something of it. 3 players already down. Little Fresh Meat, you can be credited for the sploosh with the stamp. 4 more play. That's a play. That's a wipe, I believe, for that sploosh. Little Fresh Meat's back in control again.
Yeah, that was a very good hammer from Little Fresh Meat. The sploosh able to get behind Caution very quickly and then just hammer forward, taking them out from back to front one at a time. Little Fresh Meat are just about right now getting through those penalty points and taking up their lead. Less than 2 minutes left of time in the game. Here comes that Zipcaster getting a pick. It's still only a trade though, as Skaboop takes them out, tries to jump in, but gets taken out by the Dynamo before the bubble can go up.
Oh, that's excellent there by the Dynamo, who gets the pick just before that bubble goes up. But look, Caution gets control of the zone yet again. There's more penalty points for Little Fresh Meat. Caution can now breathe a sigh of relief as they can wait for these players to come back. With 1:26 to go, Caution needs to make a move, and they're going to need to make it soon. Is it going to be soon enough, though? Little Fresh Meat already going 1 player down. Can he get another player down? No, Caution goes 1 player down. And now Caution goes another player down. Will it be 3 players going down for Caution? Yes, it is. Little Fresh Meat still holding on. They are going to clear the penalty points for now. And with 1 minute to go, it might not even be a minute that this match lasts any further, because they're already at 10 points remaining. It's going to be very close here. Caution needs to take control of the zone very quickly here, but they're not going to do it in time. Little Fresh Meat, 5-0, a complete sweep to win Division 3. 5. 3 minus 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. I don't know where the 2 comes from, but they won Division 5.
Yeah, they sealed it with a wipeout right at the end here. Little Fresh Meat taking this game 5 with a sweep over Caution, becoming your Ludi Season 15 Division 5 champions.
So gonna get math checked by chat. Oh goodness, this clip's still on Twitter for the wrong reasons.
You said Division 3, but really, Little Fresh Meat were playing like a Division 3 team here. They were really showing the strengths of their own gameplay. They were able to use all of their weapons, even though it was such an unconventional team comp here, all 4 of them being one-tricks on their preferred weapons here, and having such strong knowledge, having such ability to use them just right here, using their whole kits with that Kraken especially, able to get in just the right places to take out the most relevant players on the side of Caution, the players in the strongest positions on Caution here, with especially there, Lemon dropping down and going down, not able to get out here. At this point, it really seemed like Little Fresh Meat had it sealed. They were able to hold onto that zone, especially in this game, and they just showed that they absolutely were here to win.
Now, of course, all credit to Caution. They are the only CCA pickup team, or CCA team of, well, not of any capacity, but the CCA pickup team to make it this far. Big Fat Sea Cows also made it to the Division 5 playoffs, but lost to Black Squid Ink Burger. But it's going to be Caution here that makes it to 2nd place in the division. But it's going to be Little Fresh Meat that wins Division 5 and gets to put their name on this list. We are going to bring y'all Division 4 next. You're going to see who fills out that last one. It's going to be Secret Elixir versus Morning Glory for that next set. But for now, Little Fresh Meat taking Division 5 and me taking lessons on math. If you can see this, it's mathematics for beginners. I am so getting fired for this.
Oh no.
It's a good thing that's not one of the criteria for being a commentator here on Liddy Tonight is your math skills. It's okay. We all have our moments, Nito. That was guys, that was such a fun set between these two teams. Again, we saw the 5-0, but again, a set that just really kept us on our toes pretty much the entire time here, from start to finish here, looking at a few of the replays from earlier on, where again, like Caution, they were able to hold their own for quite some time. Like, you know, the spot zones game was a little bit tricky here in game 1 and a little fresh meat. I think one of the hard things too about facing a team that has an unconventional comp like a Dynamo, a Sploosh, is sometimes, you know, it's not you don't really know how to fight against it. Like, sure, like you might in solo queue because they're not as good as the players that we see, but when you have a Sploosh who knows what they're doing, a Dynamo who knows what they're doing, that's not something you're used to facing in comp. So it really throws a curveball and can benefit the team that kind of, you know, has quote unquote the unconventional comp. And Little Fresh Meat, they thrived with all of the weapons at their disposal, Nito.
That is the scariest thing to go up against. I mean, you can complain about Sniper Rider and V-Shot and Trizuka in the meta, but ultimately you go up against a team that knows their weapons so well. I mean, these are all one tricks, which is why you're seeing them run the same weapons over and over again. But when you play against one tricks who practice their weapon multiple times, it doesn't matter if it's off meta or not. That team, 9 out of 10 times, is playing weapons you're not prepared for. So I can definitely see Little Fresh Meat taking this one, and I can definitely, well, I mean, I can see it right now because I'm watching it on the replay, but I mean, wow, not enough can be said for Little Fresh Meat.
Yeah, and even if you do know what weapons you're going to be up against, you don't necessarily know how your opponents are going to be using them. We saw all of those Zipcasters coming out very aggressively from that Octobrush. You don't know if they're going to be going for picks like that, or if they're going to be playing more sneakily. You don't know if the Sploosh is going to dive in like we saw here in the Clam Blitz game in game 4. You don't know if you can never really tell where the Sploosh is going to be, or if the Octobrush is going to be hiding to Shark and to defend. It's even if you know the weapons you're playing against, you don't know the players, and can be still hard to really prepare for something like this.
Yeah, and Jordan, this is a team, Little Fresh Meat, you alluded to this at the very beginning, kind of their route to getting to this position. So, you know, 5-1 Hyper Control, 5-0 Black Squid Ink Burger, like their quarterfinals and semifinals, they kind of breezed through that. You know, Clairvoyance in their first round in the round of 16 gave them a little bit more of a struggle with a 5-3 win, and, you know, we didn't broadcast that. We don't know if there's VODs of that or any, you know, really how that went. Of course, everything on paper is not exactly how they go. Again, so such a fun team to watch. And again, when you have a player who, like you mentioned, can get up to 3,000 XP in the Takaroka division, it's always somebody that's going to be pretty hard to face.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shout out to the chat giving out some more information that that was harder to come by in the lead up to this. But it's always nice to have players like in the chat able to provide more for us commentators who might not necessarily have the info ourselves.
Yeah, oh, certainly. And we got to rely on you guys. There's only so much that we know. You know, we have our forums that people submit. But hey, the reason why we always love it when people are hype in chat is, again, they can always inform us of more information. And it's always fun to root on your favorite team anyways. So congratulations, a Little Fresh Meat, for being the Division 4 champions. As Nito, as you alluded to earlier, we do have Division 5. Did I say 4?
You said 4.
Oh my gosh, we both screwed up. We both. Jordan's the only one who is with a perfect track record. But speaking of Div 4, coming up next at the top of the hour, we are going to have Secret Elixir versus Morning Glory. The winner of that will become the Division 4 champion. This is going to be a very fun set. We're going to have Genie and Neptune on the mic for that. But that is going to be it for you, Nito and Jordan. So thank you so much for joining us on our Ludi Tonight journey this season. We'll have you guys sign off. Nito, we'll start with you.
If you want to find me, I'm going to be at Nito and use this, there we go, this little box right here that I'm still trying to follow my finger along, and that the camera is blurring away. So at Nito and use Twitter, Blue Sky, and on Twitch. I promise, I keep saying this, but I promise I will stream more.
We sure hope so. Jordan, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me. Don't worry. I have the numbers on lock as I should. I'm the Sudoku player here. You can find me heading off to the World Sudoku Championship later this year. But in the meantime, I will be at on Splatsville.social, where I am Squidoku. On X.com, I @squidoku_. And you can also find me in the chat sometimes here at Jordan Pie, as well as Jordan Pie on Discord.
All right, thank you, Anita. Thank you, Jordan. I'll see you both at Riptide coming up in just about...
Yes.
Is that 2 weeks from now? No, 3
Yeah.
weeks. 3 weeks.
My
yeah, 3
mathematics
weeks.
says 7 weeks from now.
You know, I don't trust I don't trust us with the math. We're gonna leave that to Jordan, who is the Sudoku
Yes.
master and person who can actually do basic math, unlike us. But
3
I will see, I'll see you both at Riptide. Again, coming up next, we are going to be having the Division 4 finals, Secret Elixir versus Morning Glory. That's going to be it for us for now, for the next 12, 15 minutes. But hey, you guys don't go anywhere. You're watching Gloody tonight on SplatoonTourney. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ludi Tonight. Happy Sunday night for our final broadcast here, the final set where we are going to be crowning a Division 4 champion. My name is Falcoflyer. I'm joined here with Genie and Neptune for Secret Elixir and Morning Glory. Genie, this is going to be quite the matchup. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. I am so ready for this matchup. This Ludi season, we've had so many champions and so many people and so many teams. For this to be, if I'm correct, Falco, this is the final one, right? This is the final division to be crowned.
Yes, this is it. This is the final one. We're done after this. The Ludi Tonight is done for season 15.
No!
Yeah, I know, Neptune. You've been here for quite some matchups here, but a Div 4 finals here. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah, Div 4 is definitely one of the more interesting divisions, I think, generally speaking, because generally this is like the cutoff for low level. This is what teams inspire to be. It's like, oh, we want to be Div 4 and above, right? So when we have a Div 4 grand finals, everyone's going to be on the edge of the seat and show, hey, we are the top of basically the start of mid-level here, and that definitely is a crown to chase, especially with both these teams going all the way up to the grand finals here. We are going to be starting it off on Umami Ruins Splat Zones here. Quite an interesting map mode. What do you think of this map mode, Genie?
Pencil. That's what I can say about it. It's real. No, seriously. You bring it down to it. The teams that have a option to deal with the pencil can succeed. If you don't have a pencil and don't have an option for the pencil, you will fail. That's what I know. These teams, even though neither of them have one, they had solutions to counter them with ranged blasters, splash walls, tri-strikes, on Zukas. There's lots of ways to counter, which is good because the edits will have a lot more room to run around with.
Yeah, definitely. Having the edit as your backline here means they can generally help and contribute to more fights. Pencil's generally a little bit more passive and just goes for the chip damage here. But already, both these teams are right at it, looking to cap this zone here, get these picks right now. One down on each side here, as well as the Carbon Roller is trying to get set up here. And this Range Blaster as well, so providing just the right amount of support here for the teammates to almost cap this zone.
Yeah, the zone will be capped. We have a Zuka coming out here. Splashball is going to be able to protect the members of Secret Elixir. The members of Morning Glory are looking for a way to really be able to solidify their lead. The strikes are out. They are going to go for a little bit of neutralize. Secret Elixir, they're looking for a way to get in. That's a big one. Getting the edit down. That's the cooler weapon going.
Yep, the cooler weapon going down there is pretty huge. They're going to be staggering the coolers here. Now you have to deal with the Kraken, unfortunately, behind you, Genie!
Oh my goodness, that was a great use of the Kraken. Now we get the cooler up. We're going to see the Carbon is low ground. Can the range monster? No, unfortunately they cannot. There's going to be Carbon back in the mid, and Morning Glory, they're going to have this control, and they're going to be able to, should be able to keep control of zone, but they haven't been able to pick up any of these points.
Yeah, definitely. It's been very difficult to just like get both zones painted as well, then you start scoring as well. Generally, teams like to hold at least one zone and then go to the other one to cap it. And in this case, it's going to be Secret Elixir's time to be able to go through. Cooler is dished out though on Morning Glory side, so a push is likely going to be happening here, but both one player goes down from each side here. Genie, this is already insane. Hardly a minute has passed on the clock.
I know, it's like neither of these teams have had really any of a chance to get too much of a lead, because it's just, we're seeing those backlines getting taken out. They're focusing very hard to be able to get them down, because without the coolers, we're not going to have those infinite respawns. We're going to see coolers out in mid for Secret Elixir, but Morning Glory, they're all the way back. They have their Zuka out, they're ready to go. That cooler, I believe it's going to go down. Oh, it's 2 go down to the Zuka! That's going to be a Kraken out as well, looking for some more. Can they find the Blaster? No, they won't. They will be able to jump out with their life.
Yeah, definitely. In this moment is great for Morning Glory, because now you can set up on this dome here with your edit, cutting down that paint here, have other people come in to pressure, whether it be the Range Blaster or the Carbon as well. But no, Secret Elixir found an answer to get the edit out and is getting ready for another push here, throwing down these strikes here, but has to contend with both a Range Blaster as well as a Carbon. But they do get the Carbon, Genie.
They do, and that's going to be the Blaster jumping in for Morning Glory. They have to watch out Secret Elixir, because there is a shot on the high ground. They are top mid. The zones are being painted, but the jumps, they're still here. That's a Carbon back in. The Carbon in this position is so hard and so dangerous to get rid of. Curry's got to find those shots. They will. She will be able to get those shots down. Kraken is moving forward to Secret Elixir. They're going to be back in this game with a nice penalty applied and getting rid of their own.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in a Morning Glory situation right now, you've got to be able to just regroup and look for the opportunity to get these picks to get back on the zone right now. The core's dished out. Zuka as well is popped. Unfortunately, not going to find anyone. Kraken has popped here. All the specials have been used. It is go time to go to this zone right now, but unfortunately, this Carbon's going to be struggling with paint as they get pincered out by the members of Secret Elixir.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lead for Secret Elixir. They were able to capitalize on that, cap the zone, keep it, and now with the cooler in top mid and everyone alive, this is good. Even if the Zuka finds some players, as long as it doesn't find everybody, the jumps will be able to come back in swiftly. Here comes that cooler from Morning Glory. They're making their way forward. They get 2 members of Secret Elixir gone, and that cooler has faded, so they won't be able to get their way back in here too quickly. That will be the zone flipped over in Secret Elixir. They're going to have to reset. But wait, the fight is not done. They are still here. Soto, they are able to get some sloshes, but they are going to get wiped out. Finally, Morning Glory able to clean up.
Yeah, definitely. That wipeout and that zone cap right there is huge, giving Morning Glory just a little bit of that opportunity to have some advantage here. The brief, fantastic jump out from that range blast, so not giving them the satisfaction of that kill, holding on to that Kraken right now, because Kraken being able to choke point there, but no, shutting down their own range blaster on Secret Elixir. This is not what you want to see, cheating.
No, not at all. That Kraken is moving forward for Morning Glory. They're going to see what they can find. They're able to find that range blaster, but who's on zone? Somebody's zone! They're fighting. They are able to get a trade. The strikes are out. These strikes need to be able to neutralize. We have to watch out. That Carbon is on top mid. Sort of goes down. There's just going to be 2. A painter and a non-painter to be able to neutralize this zone. There needs to be more members here of Secret Elixir in. They lose a range blaster to the opposing number. They have to be able to find these kills. They're trading back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on the zones. But it's ticking up. It's ticking down. They need to find this. I don't know if they are going to be able to find this, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be able to find this here, especially when you can just hold one zone consistently and just wait for your edit to get set back up here. You know, putting all this pressure here. They're trying, everyone is fighting for this zone here. Both go down from the one side each. 2 go down from Morning Glory. Wait,
you gotta paint it.
Wait, you gotta paint this? Okay, we are still in this. We are going into overtime here for game 1.
Yeah, game 1, overtime, here it goes. They need to paint the zone. Carter needs to not focus on the member. They have to be able to paint the zone. Soto goes down. There is a slosher. Sorry, there is no slosher. There is a Carbon in mid, who is probably going to find another one. No way the follow-up comes through. This is going to be a pivotal moment to Secret Elixir to bring this one back.
Yeah, definitely. In this situation right here, Morning Glory needs to be able to regroup fast, get these specials online as well. Pat challenges is Slosher, who is being oh so problematic on the zone here. This Kraken going in here, Asteroid going absolutely insane, finding this 1 pick here, 2 down on Secret Elixir's side, 3 down here. All you gotta do now with your Morning Glory is capitalize on this and just take this zone and end this overtime.
Wow, Morning Glory. It looked dangerous. They let Secret Elixir come back in that game. This is just game 1, but my goodness, we went quite deep in overtime. This felt like a 6-minute game.
Oh my gosh, a 6-minute game indeed, with both these teams just finding back and forth. It feels like a lot of this game 1 moment was just both these teams trying to feel each other out, figure out how their playstyles are, and look out for weaknesses and just being able to try and capitalize off that. There were a lot of moments there where just the Carbon was just being shut out by a lot of paint as well, but that range blaster being problematic, getting these picks crucially at this time. But Secret Elixir still finding a way to cap that zone when most of Morning Glory was watching it as well. It was just absolutely insane, giving them a chance to be able to scramble in overtime and fight the other members of Secret. Was it Morning Glory here?
I think this Kraken kill here on Soto was really, really, really important, because that was a big one of their painters who went down. And with Brendan also falling into the cooler over to the range blaster, that one was difficult to see the game slip out of Secret Elixir's hands. But Morning Glory, they played strong throughout the entirety of the game. I felt like they played a little bit better playing life. The trades were coming through from both teams, but it just felt like Morning Glory, they had the bigger favor and they had the bigger advantages. We are looking forward to our next game. Ooh, are you excited for Tower Control in Game 2?
Of course I'm always excited for Tower Control, especially what's on the Inkblot Art Academy. This is often seen as the classic game modes here, especially kind of turning from Splatoon 2. Everyone generally loves this map, considering just the options you have to attack the tower as well as defend the tower. The bats is generally the highest point of contention there, and you always love to see those fights right there. And generally speaking, I really am interested to see how, the CRB players are going to be able to utilize Kraken as well coming into this, because Kraken in those bats right there, oh boy, do not want to meet one in that area.
I was able to watch some of the 20XX yesterday on both channels that it was on. It was really interesting to see regular range blaster actually getting some usage yesterday. I feel like with Wavebreaker, it has opportunities to be utilized here as well. So I wouldn't always just say, as I personally, my personal opinion, I like the Kraken one more, but that's because I play solo queue and Kraken is a more engaging special than Wavebreaker. But competitively viable, Wavebreaker does actually have opportunities to be used, because instant like 45 damage on somebody who's trying to climb a tower or trying to like hide, and information in this game is critical. Every time you jump, top players will know where you are.
Exactly, right. And Wavebreaker has a lot of utilities, right? I've been talking with a number of range players actually recently, and they say they love Wavebreaker for the sense it's just a quick ink refill, and you get to keep using your main weapon essentially, right? And also just having a body that can just sponge just a little bit of HP is absolutely necessary in those crucial moments in which you're just trying to win a fight at the very end here. But hey, we are starting up this game here, a CRB on Secret Elixir side, and we see, I think, a CRB as well. They're going to be sitting Trident True with the Kraken. No Wavebreakers in sight here.
We're going to be seeing the Nobunus coming out. That's not a cooler weapon you very rare ever see. I haven't seen that thing since it had Cherry, bro. That was Splatoon 1.
That is absolutely insane here. I just noticed the H3. I had to do a double take here. I didn't notice until you started saying something here, but it still has cooler. It has point sensor here, and point sensor is absolutely insane when paired with a lot of strong weapons that are able to capitalize it, as well as quickly get those picks as necessary here. But Secret Elixir immediately winning this mid fight right here and going up into this bats here. This is what you need here if you are Secret Elixir Junior.
Yeah, that was good. And I believe it was just a faster cooler. They're able to get a faster cooler because of that zap. That zap player is crucial. That zap player is key. Having somebody who's got the name of Winston, that is good. That is good.
For sure. NZAP, especially matching up into another cooler weapon that's very uncommon like H3. It's typically not seen or played very often, but hey, it does have some utility here, you know, with that suction bomb and being able to provide a valuable cooler. But no, this Carbon is going absolutely insane here and just pushing them back here. Morning Glory is going to start their push now, Genie.
Yeah, they are. They're going to try. They haven't really been able to get control of bats. So that's a big piece of the puzzle that they are missing. But the Carbon has walked up there. They have gotten up there. They have been able to get to the range, and I can't help but think, but Secret Elixir, they got split. They got caught looking in two different directions, and now it's just a Zap who's going to go in, going to be able to find one. What else will they be able to find? They need their teammates to help them out here. They are able to get another one. That is Winston going on crazy, getting two for their team, forcing the jumps out, but the Carbon is here, ready to go. The teammates are back from Secret Elixir. Ken started cleaning that up. That was good. But Dave Burnett going absolutely nuclear, keeping the team in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Dave and Burnett going absolutely crazy, holding into space as necessary here, stopping that push here. While Morning Glory did manage to get the lead right there, they did manage to stop the bleeding of the tower points right there, because after the second checkpoint is typically when the snowball starts. The enemy team's in your bats, and the special is just coming out back and forth right now. But Secret Elixir manages to find those crucial picks and stay alive, and now are just fighting for mid now. And they're just looking for these opportunities to get these picks here to move the tower even forward, Genie.
They should be able to have an opportunity when they have strikes online, but unfortunately they lose Brennan pretty early on there. They are able to get to the trade with the Carbon, but they know that there is somebody beside them. They need to get this cooler online, and they need to get it fast before they can get their next push going. Because right now, it just kind of feels like a stalemate. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for a mistake to be.
Yeah, definitely. In a situation like this on both teams, you're just looking for that one opportunity, and Morning Glory, being the defenders here, are just looking to punish these, especially with 3 picks going down. Winston is the only one alive right here, taking down, but hey, they do have cooler here. They're going to be coming back relatively quick. Kraken is online to shut down the tower if it wants to be. He clicks right here, but right now, Secret Elixir is a little bit on the back foot here, having to back up into their bats here and defend the tower.
They don't feel like too deep out of this game, because yesterday there's a complete checkpoint advantage, but it doesn't feel like Secret Elixir has, like, the defense hasn't felt like it's been broken through too much. It just felt like special advantage. Oh my goodness, getting the Kraken before it comes out, those frames, those iframes are gone from the beginning of Splatoon 1.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kraken is not the same special as it was in Splatoon 1, and people say time and time again, when it's popped, it's not a free win button. You have to go through that little startup animation right there. But it's still strong. The invincible special paired up with that so powerful Zuka here, pushing all the members of Secret Elixir back right here, giving the H3 some space to paint for that cooler as well is absolutely critical, especially when we're coming up to 1 minute left in this game here, Genie.
Yeah, half. We did see Brennan go in a little bit aggressively there to try and find something. I kind of like that because Secret Elixir, they've just kind of been sitting stagnant and not been able to find anything in this again. The Kraken is able to find one, but they need to get some more. It's going to be dangerous. Your range blaster in a splash wall, and they're going to go down. Secret Elixir, they're getting battered again. Morning Glory, under a minute remaining. What can they find on the point?
Definitely. It is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation here because we do have 2 GG specials on Morning Glory here. We have the Kraken as well as the Strikes coming out as well. But it's on a weapon as paint heavy as Neo Splash. So just because they're using now, don't expect to see it later. But hey, right now, Secret Elixir going to be able to wipe out most of Morning Glory's members here. But you cannot be happy with a 21 points lead remaining from Morning Glory.
Please, somebody look at the Carbon. Oh my goodness, the Carbon got left for free, and they're able to come up with 2. That was big miscommunication there, and that's gonna cost Secret Elixir dearly. Morning Glory, they're just playing with them now.
Yeah, definitely. They are playing with their food a little bit here, you know, just casually waiting for these members to go on the tower so they can click specials as well. Everything is being forced from Secret Elixir's side to be able to get up on top of here. Okay, strikes are popped here, but wait, are there going to be any members who run on top of it? That Carbon would seem to like have missed it there, but no, wait, Morning Glory still manages to find their way onto that tower, taking it in game 2 very cleanly there.
Yes, they were. That was honestly a really good ending for Morning Glory because at the beginning, it felt like they were giving Secret Elixir some chances to get into the game again, and Morning Glory wasn't able to really step on the throttle. But in the last minute, they locked in. They got their specials a little bit more coordinated, and also some great heroics and individual plays by the Carbon, who went for a little bit of a flank, and that kind of sealed up the game.
Yeah, definitely. You have to keep this Carbon in check here because a good Carbon player is a Carbon player that just wants to exist in a space and not be paid any attention to. Well, and while you're not paying attention to that, they will go and use that vertical flick, use that burst bomb, 2 seconds, snap, you are deleted off the map as well. And generally just concealing in yourself and being left unchecked, kind of Secret Elixir's fatal undoing there at the very end here, giving game number 2 to Morning Glory. But hey, both these games are still relatively even here, especially from that Zones game and how both these players are interacting off each other. It's definitely going to be very interesting, especially when we go to a different map as well as mode in Rainmaker Robo Ramen.
Oh my gosh, I commentated for 3 hours yesterday, didn't see a single Rainmaker game.
Oh man, oh boy. But hey, Rainmaker Robo Ramen here, that is definitely one of the more interesting picks here. When people, saw the initial Ludi map list, they did a double take and just saw like, wait a sec, wait. Rainmaker, Robo Ramen? Wait. Something's not adding up right now because typically you see Robo Ramen played for something like Zones and maybe even Clan Blitz. But seeing a unique map mode in Ludi is very refreshing here. And Genie, I guess you might be excited to see a little bit of Rainmaker action considering you commentated for 3 hours and didn't see a single Rainmaker game.
That is the map list players had selected, so I did know that going in that we would not have any Rainmaker. But it is nice to see, and you're right. You're bringing up a point. Robo Ramen isn't one that we do often see. This is one that feels like it's as soon as you get past that first checkpoint, it's a snowball. There's just this distance of like from about 45 points down to 15, where it's just if you miss a shot, or if you miss a slash if you're a slasher, if you miss a shot as a charger, that Rainmaker goes from 40 to 10 before you have another chance to stop it.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it's gonna be as interesting as the Division 5 Rainmaker game, like I don't know. I don't know if you were there, Genie, because
I was there pulling out my hair, bro.
I don't know. That's got to be one of the most depressing things as a player when you just miss your shots just a little bit on a sploosh, just running with the Rainmaker, running past it, stealing the game right under your nose there.
We've all been there.
We've been there, and just, oh my goodness. That's just one of those moments you just never want to have happen to you, and just, oh man. I don't know if it's going to happen here again, but we'll see. We'll see.
We will see, and Curta will be subbing back in, most likely going on the edit. Yep, that's exactly what she's going to be playing, and going over to the machine.
Ooh, okay. Wait, we have the fabled pencil, Genie, the one you predicted at the start of the set.
Yeah, I predicted it, but pencil, I will stand behind it. Pencil's worst mode is right.
Can we pull up the equip menu again? I think I saw Respawn Punisher on the Carbon and the pencil. They are cooking here. They are cooking, Genie.
Bro, what is in this ramen? Because it's either going to be the best ramen ever or the most burnt and overcooked meal I've ever consumed.
Listen. As someone who was in college and has made plenty of instant ramen, there is definitely ways you can ruin a bowl of ramen somehow, some way. But hey, we are going to be getting right into this one. Two members from Secret Elixir are immediately picked out here. Timeout on this pencil. You're going to pick up this Rainmaker. Go for this first check here. The first bit is easy. The hard part comes down, Genie.
Yeah, the hard part. This is where the fences and offenses are made. This is where championships are won and lost. In these next stretch, the Ranger is making his way. He's trying to run forward, and he gets taken at 35. That is a good stop from Secret Elixir. Morning Glory, the members are still here, and they are able to get that pop. Cooler is going to be down to Secret Elixir. How are you going to get this thing out of here?
Yeah, definitely. Trying to get the Rainmaker out of there is definitely a tricky situation, especially when you need to push people out of your choke as well. It's very just difficult in general, especially without using a special or using ultimate little bodies on the choke point right there. So Curta is going to be holding on to this Rainmaker, slowly looking for this opportunity. Their teammate's going to push up here, but unfortunately already get found out by the Morning Glory members, and Morning Glory going to put up a Cooler of their own and look for an opportunity to push forward here. Respawn, Punisher, and all going to be canceled out by the Cooler. Carbon's coming up.
Carbon. Yep, that's the Carbon just kind of walked forward, and no one on Secret Elixir was able to stop them. Curta was after 2 Rainmaker shots, but that's not the weapon you want to stop the Carbon, people. Morning Glory, they can run this thing really fast as long as they get some good strike cards.
Yeah, definitely. The strikes are coming out right here. The teammates are moving up with those. While you're striking, you know, they typically just say, hey, quick, get away from you type of situation here. And this is exactly the situation you want to be with Buddha, popping the Zuka as well. Unfortunately, going to be caught up by the whales here. This is still very likely, but 3 members of Secret Elixir are down here. You run it all the way up as far as you can. Almost a knockout here. This is literally just Secret Elixir's time here to find a way to break out of this.
They just won, but not able to get any more. 1 point is really solid. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like that's the best you can get without a knockout. I mean, you don't have to be a mathematician because I saw how much math was being struggled upon in previous.
I don't know, a lot of people struggle with math here, including myself, but hey, definitely a difficult situation to be in if you're a Secret Elixir, right? You have to find these picks, you need to get to that first checkpoint, you need to use these specials here. I think it's about just finding the pencil as well as Carbon out of place and punishing them accordingly. We do have the Neo machine here to hopefully point censor these players here and make sure you're able to, like, snake out that Carbon as well right now. We're going to be jumping out immediately, but unfortunately going to get picked out here. This is Secret Elixir's time to rock and roll.
Yep, it gets shut down immediately by one singular Carbon Roller. Carbon Roller also has their Zuka, but not able to find any more than that. Pencil is going to look to try and shut down this push. They need to get this checkpoint, and that is going to be good. Oh my goodness, and another Zuka used. That's going to be Jarek being able to get a nice shot down so they can get the splash out of the way. If the pencil falls, this is going to be an insane push. As long as they can find Yuna, Yuna has to go down. They are going to go down. Rainmaker is going to start making their way downtown. Walking fast. Can they get there in time, though, before the respawns are up? There goes strikes. We will have a break in the action before the first strike's going again.
Yeah, definitely. Using those strikes there was huge. Being able to stall the Rainmaker pedestal there is absolutely insane and crucial, especially when you get all the way down to 1. Because remember, this is a knockout situation necessary to win the game if you were Secret Elixir here.
Oh.
So you have to play smart here as well as careful. But these specials here constantly putting a lot of pressure on the members, especially this Rainmaker. 3 members go down. All the resources are exhausted. The shot player is forced to back up right now, and Morning Glory is going to be able to regroup and find a way back into their choke.
That was a wild sequence of events that we saw. The Splash was able to get two sets of tri-strikes within 15 seconds to stall out that Rainmaker. Stalled it out and then stopped the push. That's the power of getting up. And the Rainmaker is going to be in the Rainmaker free zone. They're going to just complicate it for a little bit, but they won't be able to keep it here all
Yeah, definitely. But oh wait, Azuka is looking to take out that Rainmaker as well as this one member in mid as well. Soda's gonna move up here, find this. The Rainmaker probably is running low on time here, jumping off the map to stall for just a little bit longer as well. And this is gonna be Secret Elixir's one last push here. Hurrah! They need to find this knockout here, or generally they're not gonna be able to take this game home.
No, and the Kraken is online. This needs to be found. Unfortunately, they lose their shot before they can get the Zuka off. They are going to be able to have at least a machine, but no one else is able to paint for this Rainmaker. Curta has to go on uninkable. They're able to survive for just a little bit, and unfortunately forgets that there's a wall behind, and the Kraken, with some immaculate gameplay, able to get the kill onto Curta.
that was an insane Kraken coming out from Asteroid there. Just genuinely speaking, you don't see Krakens like going onto great areas unless they know there is a piece of geometry they can swim up upon and just immediately shut it down there. 3-0 for Morning Glory right now, and Secret Elixir needs to find an answer to Morning Glory, as well as just like some of the comps they have been cooking up here. Having a Carbon and a Pencil both on Respawn Punisher, along with a Cooler to help negate it, is absolutely crazy in my eyes.
I guess they're just confident in their fragging potential, and they're taking away the specials. Because I did notice that Secret Elixir, they just didn't have as many. It felt like they just didn't have as many specials utilized. They did have quite a few killer whales, but like I'm gonna be honest, if you have 2 Zukas, and a Cooler, I would not want to have killer whales my second most used special.
Yeah, definitely. Just when you have a lot of other stronger specials, right? And Killer Whale is one of those specials to like just complement another one of them. It's kind of very difficult to do anything else when Killer Whale is the only thing being come out, when it could be paired with like Zuka or Crab or something else, because 52 is a very strong main weapon and it loves to move in with whales and use stuff selfishly to just move people, Genie.
Oh, for sure. And I'm interested to see what the take is for Secret Elixir going into this Carmelites game, because if we're gonna go and focus on what the problems have been, I've got to say it's been mostly Yuna on the Carbon, who's been able to walk through a lot of Secret Elixir with very little like pushback. It hasn't really, the rest of the members of Morning Glory have been performing well, but they've been setting up this Carbon. So I would like to see from Secret Elixir, because I'm gonna be honest, I want to see Game 9 final Ludi playoffs game here. I would like to see a Game 9. I think everyone in the chat also would like to see a Game 9. That Secret Elixir, they need to find an answer to that Carbon.
Yeah, definitely. The Carbon is definitely one of the crucial members of Morning Glory as well, being the one that just kind of snakes their way into their spawn and just finds just randomly 1 or 2 picks and just immediately frags out. Especially with that Respawn Punisher shutting down so many specials and opportunities to go in. The Secret Elixir also as well are trying to adapt weapons into their comp to help counter that Carbon as well. You saw the Neo Machine using Point Sensor as well to hopefully spot that Carbon. That's just unfortunately doesn't seem to be the answer they needed to be able to win that Ramen game.
No, I'm looking for something, because there's a lot of ledges here on Museum. That's the thing that we have to watch out for. And Carbon can do well on ledges. It also can do a lot of good work around the spinners. So as long as they can flush them out with some like either bombs or heavy paint, that should they need to have good communication, because that's one of the easiest ways for them to be able to counter it. So we'll see. But I have to remember, it's not just a Carbon they have to worry about.
Yeah, definitely. You still have 3 other members to worry about here. But wait, the Carbon is going to be paired with an Inkbrush Nouveau along with a Squeezer? Okay, wait. Let them cook here. Let them cook. I am all here for this. This is going to be an interesting game number 4, especially on a map as beloved as Museum del Poncino.
Bro, I haven't seen Jaron Pencil in a hot minute. Bro. What is this from? There's a lot of things being swapped up. I like it. I also am very interested. And we're going to see. Here goes that Stamp. And oh my goodness. It's able to get 1.
The Stamp definitely going in and finding 1. It's definitely something you'd like to see. But Carbon's going to also clean up that fight in mid here and open opportunity for these teammates to move in here. It's definitely a situation you want to be if you're Morning Glory. You know, you want to set up your Squeezer and your Edit here. But there is a little bit of a paint problem. So you need to be able to get these picks as well as move up effectively and quickly through Genie.
Yeah, it's going to be up to the Edit. It's going to be up to Tammy to see what they have to be able to find as much paint as possible. They are going to be most likely losing the painting battle, but they do win the killing battle against Soda.
Yeah, Soda is definitely going to be able to kickstart a lot of push and momentum for this team. But unfortunately, 2 members go down. This is a situation where every weapon wants paint, and the Edit's the only one that's going to be able to supply it relatively quickly. Yes, Inkbrush can do a little bit of burst paint right there, but it needs to be able to move up to do so. And unfortunately, these picks here are going in favor of Secret Elixir as well, but just barely holding on here, and Morning Glory just barely be able to defend their own spinner here.
Yeah, and that's going to be a jump in from Winston. What will they be able to find? Not too much. They are able to get a trade with a team. Zuka is going to be coming out, but one of those, or 2 of those clubs hits the sign, and the sign being the devil again. It ate a power climb yesterday.
Oh, damn. Okay. I did not know that sign was out for blood, taking away people's Zuka shots and power clamps as well. But it seems like Soda is going to have to fight for their life here against this, what was it, this Ink Brush as well. This is definitely a very tricky comp to navigate here, especially when you have so many wrap weapons to look at and everything's just demanding your attention. Killer Whale is definitely going to be able to help out with that, but generally speaking, it's going to be a Secret Elixir's opportunity to try and find these picks. But Carbon, what cheating?
Carbon's able to do that. Now it's just a pencil. It's going to be such a hard weapon to stop, but the power climb is missed. They're able to grab it really easily and really freely because, again, the pencil, it's not a weapon that can be able to punish you all that easily. Here goes the rush around. Are able to get one splat before being taken out. The Carbon is back here on the flat. They're going to see that tool out from the Secret Elixir. What can they do to defend this? The brush is back again for a third time. This is insane game by the brush.
Insane game by the Brush. That is just short selling it here. Ink Brush, no less nouveau, right? With the ink point in this stamp, it's still finding value here in being this little rat here, and just giving this attention away off their other members here is absolutely critical. Yes, this paint problem might be a thing, but as long as the attention and the fights that are being taken are being, switched around and just giving the opportunities for the other members to get picks, this is definitely going to be in the favor of Morning Glory, especially if they continue to play like this.
Yeah, oh, that Zuka so close to being able to find, I don't know who it was on Secret Elixir, but somebody. There's two members that are now gone. We do know that there is a Morning Glory member on Asteroid on this right side. They are going to get punished behind their wall. Brandon, what else can you find? That's going to be enough because they take out the Carbon. This is going to be tight because now it is only the edit. What can they find? And the pencil. Not in time, so it goes down.
Oh my goodness, this is a situation that's actually not too bad for Secret Elixir. You know, you got the cooler on jumps right here. You have your pencil set up in mid to be able to help poke here. Now you just need to find these picks and bide your time right here. You are going to be a little sandwiched between various members here. You are going to be able to clam basket, but that's not exactly what you want to be looking for, especially when you want to swap the lead.
And that's your pencil. Oh my goodness, that's exactly why you throw a sprinkler down on your body as soon as you land of your pencil. You need to mark that down, people, because that just body blocked enough for Jer to stay alive.
Absolutely insane gameplay. You're using that little bit of sprinkler tech in them to be able to just live those squeezer shots that come from all the way across the map here. Soda is definitely moving up here, 2 ticks down here. The members have to be able to back up right now, back to their own spinner right now. It's just being this last little push here. The pencil does get some chip damage. Genie, this is just very difficult situation if you're Secret Elixir just not being able to secure these kills.
No, they're not. And it's hard because like you have this wall of the squeezer. The squeezer is such a oppressive weapon to try and push through. They are going to have one good push to be able to get through here, but they know that somebody is behind them. They know that somebody's to their left. I think it's only a ticking time bomb. They're going to see once you go down, and nobody helps the brush. Actually, they do. They are able to get it. Now the Zuka is out. We are going to be down under 20 seconds. What else can they find? Brennan is marching their way forward, but they need a lot more. Soda goes down on the right side, and that's going to be Carbon coming in from the backside. They're going to get 1, able to get 2, able to get 3. That's going to be a wipeout. The power climb is going to die, but they will have overtime with a pity.
Yep, you do have overtime with this pity, but you need to be able to move faster. Overtime's not going to last forever as well. But no, this pencil's going to get picked up by the hammer toss from down all the way to the spinner. That was absolutely insane, giving so much momentum to Morning Glory to be able to just shut down any semblance of paint that needs to be put down there. But we need to go here, Genie.
They gotta go. They had to have gone a little bit sooner than that because the time did run out. That's going to be Morning Glory. They have 4 points, and I know it's Division 4, but you still need 5. They need one more game, even though it's night here on the Eastern Time Zone. It could be Morning Glory's time to shine.
It could be Morning Glory's time. I'm just shy, especially on a beautiful night with Ludi tonight, especially, right? You know, being up 4-0 in a situation like this. This is exactly a situation you want to be if you are on Morning Glory right here. You just need one more game, and you have so many opportunities to close it out here. And this puts a lot of mental pressure on the Secret Elixir members to be able to find a way to be able to counter the comps that Morning Glory is upping out here.
Yeah, that's It's been hard to really see an opening where Morning Glory has been like faltered and been like really struggled because Secret Elixir they've been the ones so far on the back foot that they've always been just trying to find the answer, and I'm noticing that their playstyle. I've been able to watch them for quite a while now. Their playstyle, it doesn't feel the same. It feels like they're reaching. It feels like they're scrambling. But while we aren't scrambling, we are going to be heading over to Game 5, SplatoonTourney's Mako Mart. And you know what? I love making art. It's always a great time because it's a place where you can get all sorts of things. You know what else you can get a whole bunch of things, but you need a membership. Costco.
Costco. I do love me a good old Costco here.
That was for me. Genie totally did that for me, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Toss it back to you guys.
Give a shout out to our producer Falco here, taking time out of his day to be able to stream these grand finals set here. Really appreciate you, Costco. Love Costco. Oh, Falco. Now you got me thinking about Costco here.
I appreciate Costco too. Costco's pretty good. It's a good store.
Yo, get Costco Flyer trending now on
Costco Flyer. Type it out on Twitter. Hashtag Costco Flyer. Get Falco all that he needs from Costco right here, right now. It's game number 5, Mako Mart. If there are any comps that are going to be able to work here, we will see them here, Genie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm wondering. Okay, I'm just gonna elephant in the room. We have to go over this carbon. Carbon on Mako Mart spot zones has been a weapon that we've seen dominate in different aspects of Splatoon's history throughout Splatoon 2 and 3. Even with Ink Armor, even with all different specials and crab tanks, we have seen Carbon utilized on this map throughout Splatoon's Mako Mart history. So this is a devastating map to come up for Secret Elixir. They haven't been able to find an answer, and now you're going to a playground for that weapon. I'm smelling a little bit of a broom.
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely a bit of a broom there. I think you're implying a sweep here, but hey, the other members of Secret Elixir still have one more game in them. But wait,
Dolphins? Wait! Okay, don't throw away, like, come on now, you can't disrespect your opponents like this.
Okay. You know what? There's already enough disrespect with a 52-gallon opening gambit. That player is feeling themselves and unfortunately gets picked out in the last thing, denying any opening gambit as well coming from their teammates here. So that Morning Glory is going to be rocking probably one of the most interesting comps I've seen since the Division 6 Grand Finals here with an H3D, a Wellstring, 52, and Carbon Roller. How are they going to set up the Carbon with that comp here?
I don't even know who's going to be paying. I guess they're just hoping to out-frag their opponent. You're going to Jared pop this crab. Sorry, not this crab, this Kraken, trying to find what they can find. Asteroid's able to stay alive just in that backline. And they are going to try and find something with this Ultra Stamp, and I believe that's going to take out Brennan for sure. Yeah, Brennan not being able to do anything as they are on that Tri-Slosh.
Yeah, definitely. The stamp coming in clutch there, closing out that Tri-Slosher kill near the zone. Definitely did lead to Morning Glory being able to get a little bit of semblance of control mid, but it seems like all their other members have to back up here and just reset here. It's an interesting situation to be in if you are Morning Glory, especially with the lead swap now. You got to find a way in. The bubble does get popped here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find those, but never mind. 2 go down, Genie.
Oh, yeah, 2 do go down. This is going to be the Carbon just trucking around in zone with Asteroid as well. A lot of these members of Morning Glory are bunched up together. I was wondering if the Slosher or the Blaster would be able to get through the top of that down. So it is going to be a Kraken out. What can they find? Oh my goodness, they're able to find the 52 goal and all that madness, but they do go down to the Carbon before being traded out.
Yeah, definitely. And this is just a very good positioning here, but unfortunately going to get sharked out by this Tri-Slosher. You know, holding that stack is generally a very important aspect of controlling Mako Mart, and this is a map where you succeed from taking different angles as necessary. Exactly what that Tri-Slosher was able to do here, and now all you need to do is take out this Carbon here, which they managed to do, Genie!
They do. I'm worried. I believe there's a member missing in Morning Glory who should be on that left side. And yeah, they are. They are on that front right side of the screen. They're going to be behind the range. They are going to be able to be punished though. But at least Secret Elixir does have something to play for. They have to watch out because even though the ink as the big bubbler is a really good way to come out.
Yeah, definitely. And popping that Kraken just in time before you get splatted here, just to prolong your own life and push out these other members here. This is exactly what you need if you're Secret Elixir, just to cap this zone here and keep up the momentum here. However, you need to be watching these stacks right here, especially when you have an as deadly as a Carbon. But wait, the Trizuka gets popped. Unfortunately, gonna get shut down by the Tri-Slosher.
Oh my goodness, they are able to stay alive here. Secret Elixir, this is the best I've seen them play all day today. Let's see what one team can get done. They do have Asteroid in their face, but oh my goodness, the peak and the close range angle taken by the Wellstringer. That weapon has so much damage at point blank.
Yeah, definitely. Wellspring is one of those weapons that's been seen more as a niche to just shred walls or just typically play in Rainmaker, just pop that shield here. But no, Asteroid is popping it out here, showing that it can still paint quite a bit here and do a lot of damage and quickly as well. And it can cut down a weapon that's rushing it, such as Starflasher or Blaster as well. And Asteroid just doing a fantastic job of holding this zone. You're getting another pick here, as well as capping this zone. I gotta give it 2 claps here for Asteroid.
Yeah, but Brandon's able to find that, but again, the trade. It's so crazy. With Glowstringer, it's a weird weapon. It can tap you, which is just tap fire. It can one-shot you. And that's going to be a beautiful Zuka used by Dave. He's going to be able to at least help their team to get that left stack. They need to be able to pick the zone now. It's up to them. Can they find this penalty? And they will. They have to watch out because a lot of these members of Morning Glory are coming back in on this right stack.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, Asteroid going in with his Ultra Stamp, getting these picks here. Oh, 1, not 2. Give it a 3. The hammer toss doesn't find it, but the other member gets sharked out by the Zuka. This is exactly the position you want to be here for Morning Glory. You are setting up for to swap this lead here and hopefully knock it out till the end here, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're looking for that. They're trying to be able to find the ending that they need. It's going to be so darn close. Brennan does go down on the side. There is going to be a Zuka out. This needs to be a cinematic masterpiece of a Zuka to try and get their way back in. But Jer, they're able to get 1. They're able to get 2. Can they get a 3rd? They do pop Kraken. They do get the 3rd. So they are able to get this zone. They are able to stay alive, but they have to watch out because that's the Gal jumping in the backline. And they can't lose anyone. They cannot lose anyone to this Gal. Now they've let them go away. That's going to be a paranoia in the back of their mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. That Gal could be coming back here at any moment here. And Kurta has to focus their attention back at this Gal right here. Just splitting this attention between mid right here, 180-degree angle to be able to clutch out. Allows this Carbon to go in, get 1, get 2, get 3, instantly pop off here, and just secure the game here for Morning Glory.
They're going to secure the game, they're going to secure the season, and they're going to secure the division. Morning Glory. They are going to sweep Division 4 and be your champions of this Ludi season.
Oh my goodness, Genie. I was initially skeptical with that comp right there, but hey, you know what? The chefs were in the kitchen, the ingredients were tossed, the garlic was peeled, everything just worked out for Morning Glory, and they managed to take this game 5 here convincingly in 5-0 Secret Elixir, giving them your Division 4 championship title.
My goodness. What a great season from all the teams that have played in all of the Ludi seasons. But right now, the glory, it goes to the team from the morning. It was a wild and chaotic ending of the game with the Sharks from behind, the chaos that was in from behind, the Carbon, the Gal, the Killer Whale, everything. You can see this inkjet being landed and Yuna stay smartly waiting so that Brendan doesn't land and predict and it doesn't get called over for Winston to want to come help their team. It was a beautiful way, and we did see one of the secret members jump back from spawn and get taken up by the Gal who was already waiting there. It was beautiful.
Yep, that was definitely just an insane, just final moments here. Shout out to our producer Falco for being so awesome, being able to clip that final moment and just the Carbon popping off there at the very last second there. And I will say, we were talking about Costco earlier. I don't know where to mention this, right? But my team likes to use the bottom right side of Mako Mart, and we call it Costco because there's a giant fridge section, and we don't know what to pick up from there.
Oh, I love that. It's beautiful. that is beautiful. I do have to say, Morning Glory, that the flower itself is a beautiful flower. It's it's a great flower, and this team, they blossomed at the perfect time, coming up with a nice 5-0, doing so well throughout playoffs, doing so well throughout the regular season that they're able to cap it off with a nice win. And that's something you can go home with for all eternity. You're a division champion. We have how many people that come through Ludi every single year, and very, very few people get to call themselves a Ludi champion.
Yeah, for sure. There's only so many titles that get handed out here. But hey, we are finally done here. Our Ludi season is finished here. We have crowned all our champions here, with Morning Glory taking that final spot on the throne here for Division 4 here, joining the rest of their members here, Genie. Just a lot of amazing teams putting in a lot of amazing work here, and they get to call themselves the champions, as you said.
Yeah, this is just crazy. We do have 14 teams crowned as a division champion for season number 15. We've got them a long way from having our divisions with all the way from X to 10, A, and W. We used to have Rockenberg, Forge, Crack On. Oh my gosh. If anybody remembers those. Falco, do you remember those?
No.
Falco's old, but not that old.
I'm old, but like I'm Splatoon 2 old, not Splatoon 1 old. So, you know, I'm old in a different way. But hey, that was a really fun set, and really similar to how we saw the set before this into the Division 5 finals. Morning Glory, they played comps that are, again, what we would just say as unconventional. And again, those are the ones that are harder to face because you're just not used to facing them. And, you know, we could see Secret Elixir really struggle at sometimes. You know, Yamo was just like such a really, really crucial player. And I know they were doing exactly what you should do as a carbon player, but they just really seemed unstoppable, and their team could always set them up correctly. So that was a very, very good win for them, Genie.
Yeah, honestly, the way that both these teams have kind of dominated through their way of the playoff bracket is both of them playing unconventional comps that aren't super standard and super like thought out, that you can like really like, oh yeah, we can practice against this comp because we know like what these weapons are going to play. Like, you can only really face them like when you truly face them. And unfortunately for Secret Elixir, they didn't have that answer that they needed. Morning Glory came up with the stuff that they needed, and Secret Elixir, they were put on the back foot, changing up too many things. And throughout the games, Morning Glory, they always just felt like they had the leads from not start to finish, but always had the edge in all the games.
In Neptune, this was Morning Glory's most dominant victory that they've had during the playoffs. You know, before this, they beat Seabay 5-2. Before that, barely squeaking by, getting to a Game 9 against Team 7, winning 5-4, and then 5-3 against Renaissance in the round of 16. So winning your finals in a 5-0 fashion's got to feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of Ludi teams, they get over that hurdle in like playoffs of that situation here. You see the 5-3s, you see the 5-2s, you see the Game 9s come out here. But when it comes to perform, it just seems like these teams are just like, okay, this is the moment here. It's all or nothing here, and they just go all out, and we just see 5-0 after 5-0 on the grand final stage. As much as I'd love to see a Game 9 here, you got to give it up to these players putting in the effort for moving it up all the way and just cleaning it up 5-0.
Yeah, that was a really, really impressive win there for Morning Glory. I mean, of course, like I've only broadcasted two broadcasts of all of Ludi tonight. These were both 5-0s, but you know, it's whatever. It's, you know, it's fine. I'm not bitter. Saf always gets the Game 9s, but you know, I'm not bitter at all. None.
At all?
None.
At all? Dang, okay. You know what? It's usually I'm genuinely happy to be commentating, because generally when I've commentated, I went to Game 9 every single time, and like right afterwards, I'm always just exhausted, but like at the same time, always very impressed by what teams can be able to pull out here. And just this is just a nice change of pace, at least for me, just to see just a 5-0 clean sweep, convincing, know exactly what you want to do, implement your game plan, just go off, right? Essentially, I love seeing that, especially in a grand final set.
Yeah. Oh, it's really impressive. But Genie, as you mentioned, a lot of teams at the beginning of this Ludi season, we finally have crowned the final champion, Morning Glory, for Division 4. It's been a wild ride. It's been quite a wild ride for the Ludi season. I know you've probably played in your fair amount of Ludi, just in your comp experience too. And what is that like from your perspective? How do you think these players feel at this time?
No, I always drown in pools. I have been
fair enough.
I've drowned in every single pools that I've made. And the one time my team made playoffs, it was I couldn't play, and then we lost.
Yeah. Well, that's why you lost, obviously.
Honestly,
you know.
I do have experience in tournaments, and I know that it's a long season, and a lot of research, and a lot of VOD reviewing, and a lot of grinding, and a lot of like, honestly, it's team bonding as well. It's wherever you go in life, you're gonna remember these players that you play alongside. It's something that you will cherish forever. Like for me, I still have this.
Hey,
Aww.
Hockey's a little different than Splatoon, but you know, we'll take it. That's
no,
fine.
it's realistically, it's actually not a lot different, because you have these long series that you have to play. The best of 7s, best of 9s, and you have to keep going and keep going and keep going. It wears away. It does wear away.
Yeah. No,
For sure.
I believe it. I believe it. Hey, that's gonna be it for our broadcast here tonight. For the final season of Ludi tonight, I do want to give a few shout outs to a few select people here. So we're gonna take a look at some of these credits that I whipped up this morning while I was watching the first two sets. So first of all, we've had 129 teams play on Ludi tonight this season. We had 99 sets streamed. We were so close to 100. Unfortunately, we didn't get quite to 100, but that's okay. We've had 56 separate broadcasts with, coincidentally, 56 different commentators. I don't know of any other org who has had this amount of commentators for any event that they've run, any league, any production at all. And we are very thankful that we've had 5 wonderful streamers who could broadcast throughout the Ludi season for these 2 months. Again, we have a list of all the streamers and commentators. Chances are, if you're watching, you're probably on this list. There are 56 of you on that right side, 5 of us on this left side. So thank you so much, everybody who was able to stream and able to commentate for Ludi tonight. Of course, none of this could happen without our stream coordinators and data team. These are the people who take care of things throughout the week. The stream coordinators are the ones who are, getting the pass and pool info from the teams. A lot of the times they're setting the predictions. A few of them have even been posting to Twitter of the clips and everything, all those wonderful promos that we have for you. And the data team, they're the ones who actually compile the information from these teams. So we know the rosters, we know the logos, we know the Twitter handles, we know all that great stuff, which is always appreciated. And then a few of us here who are the admins here. My name is Falco Flyer. I'm the org head here for Ludi tonight. That's me, yeah. I unfortunately couldn't really do a ton this season during the broadcasts. I was taking care of my son who was born 8 weeks ago, so I've been in Father Falco Flyer mode for that time. But thankfully, Keon has been pretty much been able to step up and take care of whatever I have been doing. Really doing a lot of the day-to-day operations, setting the stage, prepping the dashboards, and posting all those promo posts that you guys see in the Ludi servers for, so when all the matches are coming up. Keon basically has been working nonstop every single day this week.
And that's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT, exactly, absolutely. Saf, of course, has been very helpful here, slating a lot of the commentators here for Ludi tonight. It's a big ask because there are a lot of people who can commentate, and we gotta slate them and make sure no conflicts overlap, so we appreciate that. And Toma has been our Ludi TO rep here for Ludi tonight, so any disputes that come in frame 1 we need to take care of, Toma has been our go-to person, so we always appreciate that. And then finally, a special thanks to a few people, the Ludi TOs. I mean, we would not be broadcasting this if there was no Ludi. We're not the TOs, all we do is the production and the broadcast for the matches, so we, that lifts a huge weight off our shoulders, having the TOs, do what they do, and we do what we do, and again, we couldn't do it without all the tournament organizers. A few other people, the Moo created the graphics for this stream, and Luna has created the icon that you know and love as a part of the Ludi Tonight stingers and basically our profile picture and everything. So
let's go, Luna.
Yeah, we always love all their work. But that is going to be it for the final time of this season of Ludi Tonight. Again, this is our how many broadcasts did I say? 50 something, a big number. 56 broadcasts, which is crazy. Finally signing off here. Couldn't have ended it in a better way with a 5-0 fashion here in our Div 4 finals. So it's been a lot of fun. But we are going to be heading out of here. We'll sign off. Genie, we'll start with you. Where can we find you?
You can find me at Genie7. There we go. That's actually a great spot to find me. GEENIE7. I will be a lot more busy in the future. You can definitely follow the Twitter, which has _ underneath of it. I am officially can say it. I am going to be commentating for my school, the Fanshot Fuel. So you can catch me. If we have enough people to do a Splatoon team, we will have a Splatoon team. And if you are in the Fanshot area, please join the team. But besides that, you can find me doing a lot more awesome Splatoon action whenever the next Ludi season is, or on Dapple and IPL next time they have events.
All right. Thank you, Genie. Neptune, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Neptune with a 2 instead of a T and an underscore both on Twitch and Twitter as well. I am a player for the Sea Cows, and we've been on a bit of a hot streak recently. And will be at Riptide, by the way, and I will be giving away these stickers as well with the BFSC logos as well. So if you are going to Riptide and you are a fan of Sea Cows, or you're just a fan of me in general, or any on Ludi tonight as well, I'd be happy to hand these out to you as well. I do also help with stuff on the CCA along with Vapor and Keon as well over there. Fantastic folks, by the way, and just amazing people that work on production as well. So be sure to just say hi to me if you are going to Riptide if you do want a Sea Cow sticker.
Awesome. I'll be sure to pick one up. I'll be at Riptide. I know you will too, Neptune, obviously, so I'm looking forward to it. You can find me, FalcoFlyer, on Twitch, FalcoFlyer11 on Twitter. I'm not really streaming quite yet. Still just in dad paternity leave mode and, you know, able to do this broadcast, thankfully. But I will get back to streaming eventually. You can find me, again, FalcoFlyer11 on Twitter and FalcoFlyer on Blue Sky. That is going to be it for us tonight on Ludi Tonight for a final time. Thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic evening. Take care. Bye.